Good evening. Congratulations, Serena, on being first. We're picking up where we left off on Friday, actually. This is a Wednesday. Normally, I would have been playing this on Monday, like I said that I would. But on Monday, I was in the hospital, so I couldn't. Congratulations on the 45 stream streak, Jigstraw. But yeah, so this is a combination of, like, making up for Monday, not really having anything prepared for Wednesday, and being like, you know what, this fits. And it's like, yeah, I was in the hospital, but, like, I do feel bad about having retroactively said something that wasn't true. Is this a flower field? Here of all places? Like, I really did want it to be true, but, like, hospital. This feels boss fight shaped. That night. Wolf, the Mad Knight. At least I don't need to ask how he feels about it. Almost a week off, what could go wrong? You gold mad, bro. I think it's a funnier way to pronounce it. Okay, phase 2. Ow. Virgil, hi. Oh, actually, let me turn my thing on. There we go. And I'm dead. This is fine. Okay, so there's a timing component here, because some of his attacks just spawn on top of me. Yep, I don't mind fast. Also, because it is kind of a concerning thing to just say, oh yeah, by the way, I was in the hospital. If you've been around for a while, you might know that sometimes my stomach tries to kill me. On Monday, it tried really, really hard to kill me. So, hospital. Yeah, the timing on this one's a little bit weird, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. There we go. Thank you for the head pats. Oh, my bones. Oh, phase 3. No healing. What could go wrong? Internally, I was thinking there must be a limit to this. There was, in fact, not a limit to this. Oh, shoot. Oh no, the on my bones, I think, wasn't from the head pad. I think it was because, like, he hit me hard. Thank you for the head pats, though. I appreciate it. Let's, try and get to that phase with some healing. Let's not take silly damage for no reason. Too early? Too late? Okay, he's fast. Is there anything that I could be doing to make this a little bit easier on myself, do I think? I probably just need to get good, honestly. Oh, thank you for the rotation. We complained about his instant turnaround, but like... pot, kettle. I can do the same thing, so... Granted, he can take way more hits than I can, so it's not entirely fair. But it's fine. I can try I can try way more times than he can. He can win like 300 times. I only have to win once, and then mine counts more. Have fun with this fight? You remember it taking a while? I am having fun with this fight. I like his like judgment cut thing that he does. Even if it does kill me. Also, hi, good to see you. And I'm dead. Impaled in 3 places in the spine. Usually they stop at 1. What if I can hit him with the archer while he's in the air? I probably can. Oh, also, if you weren't there when I said so the first time, I'm sorry for not being there on Monday like I said I would be. I try not to be a liar. I was in the hospital. Not voluntarily. Matter of fact, I can't really envision somebody voluntarily going to the hospital. Outside of, like, visiting somebody, but, like, I was the person who would be visited, hypothetically. But everything's fine now. Yes, I have recovered from the events of Monday. But I do feel more bad about saying that I would do things on Monday and then not doing them than I do about, like, hospital. It's like, but I don't want to lie. I want to be somebody that you can trust. I want to live up to the reputation that foxes have. Very puppy girl coded, oi. I'm a fox, I'll have you know. Thank you for the headphones, though, I appreciate them. The timing of what I'm just gonna call Judgment Cut, I still don't quite have down. And then I missed every parry. And that wasn't a Judgment Cut. Technically Fox's Arcane is, but we're Volpine, not Canine. It's an important distinction. I don't call you a monkey. Exactly, you're not a monkey. That said, I do think it's really funny that humans decided to call the things that they were specifically, like, great. It's like, so here are these things, and then here's what we are, which incidentally are the best ones. Just throwing that out there. Okay, so it looks like one claw back is the Shockwave, and then two claws back is the Judgment Cut. I still don't have the timing well. There we go. Ow. Oh, that goes behind him too. Okay. Killing somebody while you're behind them, facing away from them, is really some, like, shonen anime stuff right there. Yeah, like, I've got plenty of time to react, I'm not very good at the timing. Yet. I'll get there. And I'm looking forward to what this guy gives me. I just need to keep that in mind. If I kill this guy, I get stronger. Or, like, some kind of, like, traversal ability, which means more loot. Which is really all the motivation I need if you think about it. Ow. Bro just killed me by shoving his butt into my face. Oh no. It's okay though, I'm level 56. Free up time, bird, let's go. He's probably gonna do his thing. He's not doing his thing. Ow. There's what seems like a fire truck outside. I don't appear to be on fire though, so it's none of my business. I wonder if this guy is doing the Elden Ring thing where he, like, holds it for a random amount of time, just so that you can't reliably, parry it. I don't think he is. But the thought just crossed my mind. I'm glad you like the violin, because I feel like you're gonna hear a lot of it. Incidentally, that's probably my least favorite thing in Elden Ring, is the way that they will just randomly hold attacks for, like, what feels like several seconds at a time. Just so that, like, you can't actually avoid them. It's actually so obnoxious. There are some boss combos where it's like there's some bosses, I should say, where there's literally exactly one safe opening. And then there's like 5 other things that are sometimes safe, but sometimes not, and therefore, if they're not always safe, they're not safe. I'm probably more able to reliably dodge that slash with a... never mind. I was gonna say with a dodge. Right, no healing. He's only in his second of at least 3 phases. Possibly more. Okay, phase 3, presumably 3, going by how much was how far has been chunked. R.I.P. me. So though, second time I've seen that. Second time I've been killed by that, but second time I've seen it. I'm making progress. This is fine. I cast Burb. If I was really quick on the draw, I could maybe shoot him while he's up in the air with me like that. With the archer. I would need to like swap spirit set though and then hit the button real fast. Which to be fair, does sound like something I could reasonably do. I'm not slow or anything. Oh, Coffee Overlord, welcome. I know you've been following this game on me in particular as well, so like, I will once again briefly repeat my apologies for not being here on Monday. I was in the hospital. I feel like that is an adequate excuse, but I still feel bad for not being here when I said I would. So like, that's what was going on, in case you were wondering. I would normally not be playing this on Wednesday, but I missed it on Monday, so I was like, you know what? Wednesday. Here we are. Okay, he's very aggressive in third phase, but made third phase pretty competently there, I think. I really want to find out what this guy's gonna give me. See, I imagine that doing this guy under level would suck. Was he like one-shotting you, or did it just take forever to kill him? Or both? Huh. I thought that would do more if I spawned directly on top of him. I do think I put the timing for that down, though. I parry right when he starts to move his arms forward. was too early. I like how right after I say I think I'll put it down, I immediately mess it up. No, I said I think that's an adequate excuse. Sorry, I must have spoken too quickly. Slurred my words together. I do think it's an adequate excuse, but I still feel bad. That is a problem that I have, is sometimes I speak too quickly. I start like mumbling or slurring. It's like my brain gets too far ahead of my mouth. And it's actually the total opposite of how I wanted to do that. I just messed up the inputs big time. Ow, ow. I'm trying to get fancy. I shouldn't be trying to get fancy. And Emerald was doing like toothpick damage on y'all. But it sounds like he got through eventually, so like, well done. I'm going to need to borrow a little bit of that Moxie, I think. At least it's not a long run back. I do not at all mind a brutal boss fight as long as it's not like a pain at the bottom to get back to. If it is a pain in the bottom to get back to, I'll probably still, like, not mind it, but, like, I'll be a little bit saltier along the way. I don't know if that's comparable to, better, or worse than the Knight's one. Oh, my bones. But I lived. Burnt Ivory King, I don't believe I ever did that one. That's Dark Souls 2, right? Yeah, there was, I think, 2 DLCs for Dark Souls 2 that I didn't do. I did the base game, and I did, like, the Poison DLC. And then, like, the Fire DLC and the Ice DLC I didn't do. I, like, started the Fire DLC, and then I just stopped and I asked myself a question, like, am I having fun playing Dark Souls 2? Ow, 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 ow. And the answer to that question was no. So I just stopped playing Dark Souls 2. No, I had a fine time at the Poison DLC. It was the Fire DLC that I quit on. Like, the problem is not that the Poison DLC was bad in general, it's that Dark Souls 2 is bad in general. trying to think of like what the worst run back in Dark Souls 1 was. Seed, I guess? Seed has a pretty nasty run back if you don't know your way around the Crystal Caverns, which on your first playthrough you objectively don't. You think you might be able to beat Ulv with just sound cues? Impressive, honestly. That could be like a fun challenge, blindfold. Reminds me of a story that I read once, somebody posted online, of... It was like a school tournament for like Mortal Kombat or something like that, and there was like a blind kid that could not see, obviously, but he had like memorized like every audio cue. So he would just like absolutely body everybody with pure audio cues, until the person writing the story realized that if he grappled the kid, that the kid would like lose track mentally of like where the characters were and would just instantly start losing. And he's like, he went from like this dominating force to like being trivial to beat, and he kind of felt bad about it. Ow. Speaking of dominating force and trivial to beat, that's me and this guy respectively. Or reverse those, it's him and me respectively. Alright, right now, I'm gonna lock in and kill him in one hit. Or one try, rather. Starting now. And by now I mean this next try. Guy went to Evo who was blind, ended up winning a set on stream. Good for him. Was he like fully blind, or was he just legally blind? Not to diminish his accomplishment in any way, shape, or form either way. Fully blind? Wow. That is really impressive then. Well, you know what I mean. I don't have to clarify every little meaning. Nobody's gonna malevolently read, like, negative intent into my words here, I hope. I do think it's kind of cool that parrying that first hit gets me out of range of the second hit. That was greedy, it did not go well. Oh, options for visually impaired players? That's actually kind of cool then. Like, good on the devs, and good on him for being able to, like, thrive in any event, really. Like, whenever I think about, like, you know, which scent I'd want... Which sense I'd want to live without the least, I feel like my sight is, like, the thing that I probably value the most out of everything. There's just so much of what I enjoy is, like, visually consumed. The spacings on that are weird. Yeah, hearing is definitely my number 2, and it's... Well... It's hopefully not a choice I'll ever have to make. Like, in order, I'd probably want to lose, like, scent, taste, feel, hearing, and sight. Though ideally none of the above. And yes, I'm aware that like losing like feeling would dramatically raise the odds of me like suffering some kind of like lasting or serious injury. But like this isn't like a desirable thing, it's hypothetical, so it's fine. Yeah, true. No headaches, no tummy aches. As a migraine sufferer, that's appealing, I admit. A fun fact, migraine susceptibility is a thing that you either have or you don't, and it's hereditary. It happens when you have a bunch of blood vessels that wrap around one of your optic nerves, I believe. And if the blood pressure gets too high, it puts pressure on the nerve and just sends pain directly into your brain. It's not pleasant. I think that's how it works. Never actually looked too hard into it. I mean, if all you want is an excuse, you could always just lie. You don't actually need to have a migraine to, claim that your migraine is making it hard to socialize. You're a horrible liar? Fair. Solidarity, honestly. I suck at being anything other than, like, entirely honest. Yeah, another good one is, like, I've got other plans. Which is true, even if your plan was to just stay in and, like, not do anything with them. Alright, I'm feeling really good about this attempt. He's at like a quarter health. I've got 3 heals left. I still suck at the spacing on this. Out. Just play it careful. Out. Play it careful. Shoot. Yeah, like, that was really close. But that just means the next one could be closer, sure. I realized how well I was doing and I choked. I just need to not do that, that's all. Yeah. Ow. We're just hit trading, that's all. I am objectively doing more damage than he is. proportionally not so, but like, absolutely, yes. I also thought I had it in the bag. I should probably be using other spirits more. Oh. Okay, I need to heal. I let him get way too many hits on me. That's just life now. It's okay though. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I should put the bird away and then save him for the last phase where it's harder to land hits. That's probably the better idea, actually, because if I'd had the bird and everything else was the same, I probably would have eaten him. Okay, new plan. I will not pop the bird immediately. I will instead take 3 hits immediately. That's my secret plan. Too early. Oh. How do you make the internet, especially Discord servers, accept your historical playing replicas in the game? Due to the historical symbol not being bad, but is regarded as bad symbol due to a very similar looking one used by a bunch of bad guys. Delete and or burn all alternative documentation so that yours is really the only option. They'll be like, well, it's less than ideal, but like it's this or nothing. Almost tempted to let him kill me. Just like, okay, let's get my health back. Totally lift it. Okay, he's burned through approximately 75% of my health. I've burned through approximately 30% of his. I am evolving just backwards. I need to lock in. Kind of like that, but like in reverse. Alright. I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna stretch my arms. And I'm gonna try this again. Trying to blur the logo? Yeah, people being what they are, people being like super sensitive, looking for like any excuse to jump down your throat. Definitely play that sort of thing safe. Or like replace it with a placeholder and be like, hey, this is what it would actually be. But I'm not gonna post. Just be upfront. Be like, hey, listen, I don't want anybody to accuse me of XYZ. Also, thank you for the hydration. The water in my apartment is currently out. I can't actually hydrate. I will refund you during the break for that hydration. You find it one cube? I mean, he's entitled to it. He did redeem, didn't get what he asked for. And he's entitled to a refund, no matter how petty. You'll take your refund in double hydration. You don't get to set the refund policy. Imagine if that was how it worked. In like a store, you're just like... Hi, I'd like to buy this thing. They're like, oh, we're out of stock. You're just like, that's okay, just send me 2 when it's back in stock. It's like, no. That's not how this works. Fun fact, I actually got something similar to that once. One time I was shopping. I decided to get ice cream as a thing that I do occasionally. And I saw that it was on sale, so I was like, oh yay, it's on sale. I will get some because it's on sale. I think actually maybe the fact that it was on sale is why I picked it up in the first place. Anyway, I get to check out and it's not on sale. So I call somebody over to like void the purchase and they're just like, oh, actually policy at this store is if a item's price is listed incorrectly, you get it at the listed price and you can have a second one. And I was like, you don't have to go that far. And they're like, nope, it's policy. So I got 2 ice cream for $6 instead of 1 ice cream for $7. Which was kind of cool. Some minimum wage worker probably got screamed at though, which makes me feel bad. Disregarding my empathy for a second, I had ice cream. I had 2 ice cream. That's like twice as much ice cream as I expected to have. And that's lovely. You're gonna be off? Have a wonderful night. Thank you for dropping in. You advocate headless? But like, I've already got a fairy. Not the button I meant to push, but it worked out. The Hamlet Mayor, I think, actually occluded the visual cue I was relying on. That was an oopsie. This is fine. I'll try staying on this set, because actually I think if I am careful, this fight might be better. We'll start by not getting hit by that, if at all possible. That was a meaty hit, I like that. It seems like his movement after I get a parry on him is relatively consistent. Never mind. Okay, no healing, but phase 3. Been a minute since I've seen this. I will simply win. Ow. I keep getting hit by that. I am no good at spacing that. I do think saving Bird for the end, though, would be like the winning move. So I'm gonna keep doing that. The things I need to get better at are figuring out the spacing on that one move. It reminds me a lot of that one move that's very similar from Nightmare King Grim. Except Nightmare King Grim is fought in a static arena. So they always come in at the same spot on the screen, it's not relative to his body. This one's kind of dynamic and he moves around a lot more. Well, overall not a lot more, but like for that attack in particular. I'm a little bit scared of contact damage, not gonna lie. That was way too early. Yeah, I'd say the two things that I need to get better at are timing that, like, judgment cut and spacing his eruption attack. I don't know if those attacks have real names, but I'm just gonna call them that. It's squished. Oh wow, that was embarrassing. I got comboed. Oh, speaking of embarrassing, actually, why would I share that? Never mind. I was like, wait a second. I don't actually have to say that. This is bad news for my career. I think my filter's regrowing. Yeah, I still suck at that. Exactly. It's like, wait, I can live in a timeline where people don't bring this one up. I'd like that. Yeah, I'm actually really curious what this guy's gonna give me, though. Like, I'm expecting it to be like a wall jump or a wall climb or something along those lines, just because that feels like what my movement kit needs, but we'll find out. I say we, like I'm not the only one here who doesn't already know, but anyway. I'll find out shortly, perhaps even after this attempt. You're curious about the embarrassing story? What embarrassing story? There's no embarrassing story. There's nothing to know. I do seem to have a nice thing going on right here, though. I just need to not mess those up. I feel like he's going into third phase a little bit early. Oh well. I continue to suck at that. He's going to do a second one. Ow. Oh wait, I can cancel a dash. That makes that a lot easier. Oh, that's so much easier. Oh, shoot. I've so got this, though. I have so got this, though. I've got strats now. high grade? That was not death high grade. I was doing the right thing. I was just animation locked. That wasn't great. That was me not being used to his new speed. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little bit defensive there. It's like, no, I'm not bad. I'm not greedy. It's like some core component of my identity is suddenly hinging on being good at video game. It's like, that's not how this works. I have value either way. Oh, I get greedy all the time. I just felt really defensive about it there for some reason. Though I still disagree that it was greed. Exactly. It was a totally different mistake. Like, that was just bad timing, for example. Oh, my nut is low. I think my main thing with, like, the judgment cut thing is that, like, I get nerves and I, like, expect the thing to happen before it actually happens. Like, in my heart, it's faster because I'm scared of it. Oh. That was great. Alright, we'll do one more attempt, and then we'll take a 5-minute break. I didn't expect this to turn into like a one-boss stream, but here we are. It's at least a 0.5... or a one-boss 0.5, whatever. I spent an hour on this. I didn't realize there was a boss right there. I should have expected it, though. I think I knew that there was a boss here, because like it was obvious, and then I forgot because it'd been like a week. This is fine. One of the hardest bosses in the game? Awesome. You just have to frame it as some kind of absurd challenge, and suddenly I gain like a +5 bonus against it. That really is just how it works. I didn't need those hit points. The only one I really needed was the last one, really. Okay, can I no-hit this? Probably not, but potentially yes. Unfortunate, I can't dash twice in midair. Child will continue to sleep. Thank you for the head pats. We're going to take a 5-minute break here. Please use this time to refill your beverage, go to the bathroom, anything that would take you about 5 minutes. How will see you shortly. Oh no, I tapped out and she woke up. I'm sorry, child, you can rest. Anyway, break, 5 minutes. See you in about that long. return. A little bit late, entirely because I forgot to actually look at the clock. This is fine. Alright, back to the attempts. And thank you for the head pats. I've still got this. I mean, this night's pretty quiet. He isn't roaring or making, like, grunts of exertion or anything. It's just BGM and violence. He's at like half health. This ain't fair. This is fine, actually. You know, this takes me longer than the Lost King in Hollow Knight. I very much doubt that. Like, Lost Kin didn't feel fair at the level that I attacked it at. This feels fine. I just need to lock in and do it right. Not saying that Lost Kin wasn't fair, just that it didn't feel fair at the time. I didn't have as good an understanding of, like, my toolkit. That was too early. That was not. And he's dead. Oh, there we go. Thank you for the head pats. These flowers are for touch. The defense of the Bastion was the longest and most grueling battle I've ever fought. We staved off the blighted hordes, defended the kingdom, but none were left to thank us. Now we're trapped in our own undying shells, just like the blighted themselves. I've dreamt of dying on the battlefield for so long. Now I'll never die at all. I see a field of flowers coating the snow-covered ground all around me. The White Priestess was the one who told me what these flowers are called. All I'd ever known was battle. The Priestess broadened my horizons considerably. I was never one for long conversations. I never really knew how to talk to people. She would laugh as I struggled to speak, but never made me feel ashamed. Once the fighting has ended, we may never see one another again. Perhaps it would be better that way. I know the priestess said she loved this field of flowers. If any yet bloom, would it please her to gaze on them again with me someday? I noticed that the other priestess had streaks of corruption in her hair, like I do as well. Wolf the Mad Knight slashes twice with giant claws, charging will unleash a series of gouging attacks and a devastating finisher that leaves you wide open. Feared by his order and dubbed the Mad Knight, Wolf seemingly lost his edge after a fierce battle. He continued to protect Snowflower Garden in seclusion. Heck yeah, Bloody Knight's claws. The great claws of Mad Knight Wolf allow one to adhere to walls. Jumps can be performed after latching onto a wall. I knew something like that had to be a thing that I was going to get. Okay, there was a bunch of stuff that I can think of. The flowers you so carefully guarded. Polluted by the blight as they became. I find them beautiful, all the same. Heroic death. Unlimited uses. How does he compare to Guardian Silva? Wolf cradles Lily. That sounds awesome. This feels fun. Also, it looks like I could have gotten something up there and didn't, so let's see if I can find it. Oh, he does cradle her. That's adorable. Fire restoration up. Heck yeah. White Priestess Bastion letter. The cold makes living here kind of hard. But it's much better than that gloomy laboratory. I even made a friend. His name is Ulf. I'm not allowed to wander around, and I have to follow Julius's orders. I wonder if everybody else who escaped as well. I wish I could write them letters, so I guess I'll call this one practice. And then she died. But at least she had a friend. It's something. It's more than some people get. Sad as that is to imagine. Alright, so the first thing that comes to mind is actually the Hamlet again. There was stuff there that I wanted and couldn't get. Oh, before picking up the Priestess Wish, the knight says he was to protect her? Ah. That checks out. Yeah, I remember there being a thing here. been curious about this thing for a while. Furious Flight. Well, alright then. That answers that. There was also some stuff near the start of the game that I can get to now that I couldn't before, I think. I still can't open that one door, but there was, like, stuff upwards that I couldn't get to that I think I now can. There was one that was like a chapel that I don't think I could get to because it was, like, in the middle of a sloped roof. But, like, this room, for example, I think had something. Yeah. These are new. These aren't the ones that throw them. Nice boost on the restoration, up to 140-ish from 100-ish. Let's immediately take a bunch of hits, therefore justifying it. Kinda getting my butt kicked by slugs. But these things happen. I do really like Wolf, though. Both his utility and his actual, like, movement in combat. Or, not movement, but, like, moveset. He is not the key to those doors. He does a lot of damage if he goes off. Which, for the amount of wind-up that he has, he ought to. Unless I find something better, he's definitely gonna be the thing that, like, I want to use when I have, like, a boss staggered. I think. It did not pay off there. That looks cool. I like his helmet. I'm a sucker for a knight in shining armor. My internal charmer, even by these standards, is pretty shiny, I think. But there. That guy decided he had places to be. My input was not adequate there. This way presumably just leads off to another place that I've been. But I do kind of want to see it anyway, so... Oh, hi. Not necessarily the sort of thing I want to see with, no healing. How far? This is fine. It was not fine, actually. I will simply not waste all of my healing on the way up next time. That's fine. To be fair, a move that does like a billion damage, but like is super greedy and leaves you incredibly open is as aerial core as it gets, I think. I'm not struggling. I'm just taking a bunch of damage, not the same thing. If I had facial hair, I wouldn't after that one. Ah, Priestess, you're still with us. Chief Guardian hurls a chain fitted with a circular blade. The Chief Guardian, once protector of the prior priestess, suffered in the rain. She wept as she came to know the pain of the priestess's sacrifice. Well, sucks to be you, I guess. It looks like broken walls I can't, get through. Or I can't cling to, rather. And that's the drop down that I was thinking about earlier. So that answers that question. Now what's up from there? Is my other big question. Also, using this in midair feels like way safer. Like it doesn't do quite as much damage, but like I'm not on the ground. Okay, I also don't seem able to cling to this. And I know that off to the left is a thing that I need to be able to open red doors for, so... Or red locked doors, not the same thing as like red red membrane doors. So, there was a boss there, it was worth doing. I remember that all the way off to the right there was like a thing that I couldn't do, that I would be able to do now, I think. That was like here. I encountered that wall a while ago. Let's find out what's on the other side of it. Imagine if it was just like a coupon. Like a big secret that you've been like wondering about for the entire game, and it's just like more disappointing than nothing would have been. I exploded a bird, feared my power. Okay, horizontal thing there, something behind it. I owe you 50 stagnant blight, White Priestess. Castletown Maiden. Puppy. Exploded. I feel kind of bad for that. Presumably there's more to it that— no, there isn't. Okay. It is most gracious. Summons the spirit of the Castletown Maiden, who strikes enemies she finds on the ground with melee attacks. The maiden was tending to her dog when the rain came. The dog nuzzled up against her body in the rain, never again to leave her side. So if I'm like holding onto a fox when this rain falls, I become a fox. I mean, I already am a fox, but like if I wasn't, it sounds like an appealing prospect. She's the only spirit that doesn't fight back. Oh, I feel bad now. I was like, that felt way too easy. I feel kind of bad now. Truly, all dogs are good dogs. There's something about exploding birds that just entertains me greatly. It's also not the first time it's come up, funnily enough. Last time that I can think of was Bravely Default 2, I think it was. Where I was like punching birds. That was fun. That was also a while ago. Priestess doll. +1 healing prayer, we take those. A doll made for the White Priestess by a girl from Land's End. Said to honor the priestess who saved the kingdom while defending the bastion. Ooh, centaur. I do think it's kind of cool how if I land this guy's limit break, it like refunds half of it. It's like a risk reward for using it. Ruined castle? You really see centaurs in games? There's a game I've been playing recently. Like I had it as a kid, and I've just been picking it up again recently. ActRaiser. The very first boss is a centaur. This area was your difficulty spike? Let's see how well I do. One of the first bosses in Titan Quest is a centaur. Nice. Respite. Excellent. I was like, there's gotta be one around here somewhere. Here. could do the same. This one's cheaper though, so may as well do that. No reason not to. Report from a verboten mage. We have learned that under certain conditions, the regenerative rot in the bodies of the Blighted is capable of fusing multiple life forms into one entity. I am curious as to what becomes of the multiple souls within the fused body. Do the souls merge as well? With this, it may well be possible to create a soldier that can fly like a bird. The possibilities are endless. You got screwed over by contact damage in this area? Well, I just got a in-your-face kind of spirit, so I might have a similar experience. We'll find out. Okay, that'll become a shortcut someday. Yay, shortcut. We have what appears to be some sort of foyer. I should probably not just be running through areas. I gotta be thinking in terms of, like, leveling up. Ow, ow. Ooh, treasure. That's all you had to say. Youth. Royal Aegis Crest increases maximum HP. Crest of an elite knight who defended the king. Even after the range drove him to kill indiscriminately, the Royal Aegis never forgot his duty. I mean, that just sounds worse. Like he's cognizant of everything that he's doing. And like how it's, like, not a good thing. Speaking of not a good thing, I'm not entirely on board with this shield. Why did you pop out? Oh yeah, I know that idling makes them pop out. It's just... The joke is that the guy who looks like that popped out when I was expressing concern over a tentacle shield. It's like, why does this interest you? Ooh, another respite. Oh, and this connects to the thing that I saw earlier. Awesome. Okay, so this is increased max as opposed to slightly increased max. I don't know what I would trade in though. Maybe Quietus' ring? I think I'll just look for more chains. Roof of Founding. The King's Mage Brigade is a division led by Thaden, the foremost expert on the Blighted, to develop new means of fighting back the Scourge. Only former members of the Coven are granted enrollment. As long as their work falls within the realm of Blighted research, no conduct is considered forbidden among their ranks. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, so there's like a one-way entrance there, by the looks of it. At least with my current toolkit. somehow again. I'm being very greedy because I want to use this charge attack more. But like, if it works, why wouldn't I? And then I got shotgunned. But I lived. The 60 is a nice level to be. It reminds me of, It reminds me a bit of World of Warcraft, where I believe the original level cap was 60. I didn't start playing the game until Wrath of the Lich King, where the level cap was 80, and it was up by 10 each expansion, so yeah, it would have been 60 to begin with. I do not think World of Warcraft is worth playing now, but back in the day it was something special, to me at least. I definitely could have spent my time better, though. Oh well. What is youth for, if not spending your time however you want, really? Ooh, 2 healing prayer refills. You've never been allowed to play a subscription-based game? Neither was I until I started making my own money. And like, my parents were incredibly apprehensive about anything to do with like credit card details on the internet, so they tried to stop me from playing. But once I had my own stuff, they couldn't stop me anymore. Exactly, time enjoyed is never wasted. Honestly, the real problem wasn't playing World of Warcraft, it was continuing to play World of Warcraft after I stopped enjoying the time spent on it. Which was partially kind of like a discipline failure on my part, and partially them, like, knowingly and actively switching to, like, a sort of, like, mobile game-esque model where they, like, draw you in and kind of, like, keep you psychologically trapped. And, like, I should have known better, but, like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I've been playing for however many years. If I quit now, it was all for nothing. Which is very much a feeling that they bank on and cultivate. Yeah, sunk cost fallacy. It's like, I wanted to keep playing the World of Warcraft that I had fun with, but I was looking for the World of Warcraft that I had fun with in the World of Warcraft that I wasn't having fun with. Which, in hindsight, benefit of like, experience. I now know I wasn't ever going to find it there. Oh well, life experience. I definitely wish, in hindsight, that, like, all of the time that I spent in World of Warcraft that I wasn't having fun, I'd spent, like, practicing drawing or something instead. But there's not all that much point on, like, wishing things had gone differently. They went the way they did. All I can do is do better in the future. Speaking of Blizzard games, I dug into the lawsuit because I hadn't heard anything about it recently. And apparently, in 2014, they settled out of court. And also, apparently, at some point, Microsoft bought Blizzard out from underneath Activision. So, technically, both of the things that I was like really upset at Blizzard as a company about for have been rectified. So technically I can stop my boycott now. So, who knows, maybe my Wednesday game next week will be the StarCraft campaign. I've kind of been wanting to play that, and if there's not any like moral reason not to, I may as well consider it at least. Exactly, an expensive but valuable lesson. I wish I hadn't done what I did, but now I won't do it again. Like, don't get me wrong, Blizzard's still kind of a scummy company, but like, the line's gotta be somewhere, and the things that I was upset about have been, as far as I can tell, rectified, so it's like, it's something. This guy looks cool. What if I kill him? Ow. I never actually played the StarCraft campaign when I was younger. I like got that game when I was 16, and I played like 5 matches with a friend before he stopped playing with me because I kept beating him. So like I basically just haven't played that game. I was Protoss, it was fun. And like to clarify, I'm not saying I was any good at it, I'm saying that I was better than that friend. Important distinction. I am absolutely not somebody who's good at RTS. King of the First Ages Diary 1. I do not foresee our arrival on this new continent being welcomed warmly with open arms. There is sure to be much bloodshed, and though I am prepared to do what I must for my people, I cannot stop trembling. I will keep a record of what follows. I must never forget the battle that is to come. So it's like you're invading a new continent and you're talking about, like, for your people? I don't know if I believe you on that one. That feels like a self-serving excuse. But who am I to judge? That was not the button I should have pressed there. Oh well. Young young. Kind of an interesting segment. Go around either way, either order. You know what? I've got to give him that one. That was fair play. I really have nothing. I have no right to complain about what happened there. He just walked up slowly and up smashed. That's why you just fix it. There's nothing to fix. It's perfect just the way it is. On my face. I mean, I do think that air is better, at least for safety purposes. It's not 100% safe, but I think it's safer than being on the ground. Yeah, I got Doriat. When I play Smash, I actually usually play Ganon. I just find something incredibly satisfying about, like, being slow and very, very hard-hitting. It's like I'm probably not going to get there, but if I do, It's going to be very funny. Oh, give. King of the First Ages Diary 2. The ancients have put up a fierce fight. Although our army outnumbers their own, they command a force of immortal warriors born of some ancient art. These deathless ones, who have already forfeit their mortal coils, cannot be killed. It seems they can only be contained through magical means. 10 days have passed since this battle began, and there is no end in sight. Oh, locked door. If I'm going to Takikon again and Dittos, I don't really feel much like playing Smash Brothers right now. I do actually have Nintendo Online. I'm part of like a family plan. Somebody else's. So I just have Nintendo Switch Online. I just don't feel much like playing Smash right now, in general. I appreciate the offer, though. That was actually how I got most of the games that I streamed before I was able to upgrade my computer at the start of last year. Is most of them came from Nintendo Switch Online. I do love stained glass windows. I'm not always a big fan of the buildings that they're attached to, but like stained glass windows is a really nice aesthetic. Light-wreathed blade increases the amount of experience acquired. A kitchen knife treasured by the castle chef. After the madness consumed him, the blade he used to take countless lives became wreathed in blight. Let me take those. Oh, chain of sorcery. I've been needing one of these. I've been needing more than one of these, really. Oh dear, I'm in danger. This is fine. Ow, ow. I do appreciate that. As far as I can tell, this thing goes through blocking. To open this way forward / shortcut. Awesome. You don't recall if you did the same strat or not? You probably didn't, given the sass that you're giving this thing. But that's okay. The fact that there's like more than one way to do things is a good thing. Yeah, piercing is good, but even casting like this, the spirit, you're like, oh, he's too slow. Oh, there is other stuff that pierces. I just like this one. Oh. I think the first piercing thing that I got was the Mushroom Man Cloud. Which one am I in? This one? I should see if I could open that. I feel like I'm lost. I feel like I should have opened that thing and I didn't. Or should I? What? I'm confusing myself. I need to figure out how to get up here. Can you imagine if I could open this from the underneath, if I just, like, frame perfect did this? That would be fun. I've already gotten through at least one door that I ought not to have by virtue of, like, putting an attack through it that I shouldn't have been able to. It'd be fun if I could do it again. Also, I've got an idea. So I think that I've noticed a couple of times is that if I jump while on a platform that's going up, I get momentum. Okay, not enough. I was gonna try and climb up there, which in hindsight wasn't necessary because I could just do this. There's no need for shenanigans, we can just use... What's the opposite of shenanigans, actually? Right, let's open this. Yay. Normalcy sounds boring, let's not do that. I wonder if there's a respite up here, actually. By the looks of things, not even the castle could protect them. If there is a respite up here, it's not immediate. Whenever I see a wall that's climbable like this, I'm just like hitting things. Give. I feel really slick after that one, not gonna lie. Actually, wait, these guys are tall. I can use it on them too. Unfortunate. Okay, let's go around one more time, because I'm kind of curious what was off to the left that I kind of ended up not following up on. I did just get Mule kicked, but I also killed him at the same time, so like it's even. But I did get Mule kicked by a centaur. That did happen. However, along the way to get Mule kicked, I opened up some stuff, so like, that's nice. Yeah, I'm curious what's off to the left here. That centaur is trying his best, and I can't begrudge it to him. Oh, another rest pit. Awesome. Maelstrom Rampants. Light Wraith Blade is 2 slots. I can swap this out for this. Or I could take this, which I'm not sure which one would be better. Probably this, honestly. Julius's book. In order to defend the Twin Spires, we Knights of the Bastion took the odd elixir and became immortal today. I would much prefer if we didn't have to rely on forbidden magics. But even if it means making ourselves undead, we must protect our great nation. Even when stained with the blight, a knight must never lose pride in their duty. Maybe it's just because I'm not a knight, but like I don't really think the math checks out on that one. Pretty substantial? That is pretty substantial. 30%. But yeah, like, math. Let's say that there's like 1 billion people in here, in this, like, kingdom. Which there almost certainly isn't, but like, let's say that there is. And let's say that, like, if you don't stop the blight, each one of them endures like 100 years of suffering, which again is kind of like a high ball, but whatever. It's like, that's 100 billion years of collective suffering if you don't do this thing. But if you do this thing and you become immortal and deathless, 100 billion years isn't even 1% of 1% of the amount of suffering that you're going to endure. Just, the math ain't mathin'. Like, there's being, like, willing to, like, take one for the team, and then there's, like... To put that into scope, imagine if somebody was, like, on the hook for, like, 5 cents, and you were like, no, I'll pay it off. Here's $5 million. But, like, the actual payoff is, like, even more extreme than that. It doesn't add up. It's not worth doing. I'm sorry. Anyway, we find ourselves at the end of the stream for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it each and every time. Normally this would have been on Monday instead of Wednesday, but like I say, hospital, these things happen. Next time that I'm playing this game is going to be on Friday as scheduled. I hope. I don't want to go back to the hospital. Anyway, as for what's happening next Wednesday, I haven't decided yet. It might be StarCraft, who knows? We'll find out. You'll probably find out roughly 5 minutes after I do, because I tend to put these things off until the last minute. Have a wonderful night. I hope to see you again. Good night.